All right, what's going on, guys? AJ here, and haven't uploaded anything this week because I decided just to take a little bit of time, just to relax a little bit, enjoy the week, enjoy Thanksgiving and stuff with my family. So before I jump into this video, I want to address something, and this is gonna jump into my first topic. But first of all, be sure to follow me. I'm just going to put them on the screen because I don't feel like talking about them or saying them. So I'm just going to slowly put them on the screen as the video goes on. But I want to address the video I made about fraud in Georgia. For my situation, it was not correct. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say not correct because I just looked at it wrong because I never claimed anything. I just said it looked strange. But the absentee ballot and the mail-in ballot was under the same thing. That's why it had all the same dates, which was the day I voted, which was October 30th, and it was October 30th all the way down. Go back and look at that video if you want to know more of what I was talking about. But absentee ballot slash mail-in ballot was all the same. So that's why it was like that. So that doesn't excuse the whole thing, though, because today I actually got home to an absentee ballot that I did not request. I blurred out my address and stuff, but if you can look here, it's Junior. That's where the J in my name. I'm a junior. I don't think you can really see it, but anyway, it's an absentee ballot. And not only did I get one, but I got two. So I got two absentee ballots right here. So yeah, didn't request them at all. Didn't even request one for that matter. Don't know why I got them. Well, I mean, after everything that's going on, Georgia's still trying to send out these absentee ballots. I think with everything going on, we shouldn't even have absentee ballots this time. Just with all the allegations and everything, if you can't make it to vote in person, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Unless you got an actual disability where you can't leave the house, then you shouldn't, you don't get to vote. I'm sorry. This is too, I mean, every election is important, but this is too important for, to rely on absentee ballots or mail-in ballots. But anyway, so let's just jump into the whole election fraud topic here. So if you don't know what's been going on this week, Thanksgiving week, with the whole Pennsylvania hearing and all that kind of stuff that happened, I want to say on Wednesday. I didn't know anything about it until like the afternoon. I think it happened that morning. I probably found out about it at noon or whenever. I want to say it was like afternoon or something like that. But let me grab got some eggnog. I love this time of year, especially for the eggnog. All right, so jumping into the first topic here, full on here. Let's jump over here. President Donald Trump said he plans to hold a rally in Georgia early December on behalf of Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler, both whom are running against Democratic challengers in pair of January special elections. Trump teased his plans during brief remarks at the White House on Thursday, saying he would travel to Georgia on Saturday night and might even go twice because of the importance of the races. So, right now, there are 30, Georgia lawsuit contains 30 allegations. Attorney Sidney Powell's Georgia lawsuit contains 30 allegations of electoral fraud and other illegal and irregular activities, most based on witness and expert statements. The suit alleges issues with the software used by Dominion Machine as well as machines themselves. I'll do a separate video on the Dominion thing. Hopefully by next week, I'll get a little bit more information about that. It claims someone could input malicious code with just 7 minutes alone with a machine and a screwdriver. It also claims people could overwrite activity logs, change settings to exclude certain ballots, and connect voting machines to the internet via laptops. There are also several allegations relating to mail-in ballot fraud and recount irregularities. I can never say that word. The suit also says that authorities lied by claiming that vote counting was paused in Fulton County due to a water leak. But the only water leak that needed repairs at State Farm Arena was a toilet overflow that occurred earlier on November 3rd. It had nothing to do with the room with the ballot counting. Why would that stop you from counting anyway? That makes no sense. So with this whole mail-in thing, that's why I say we shouldn't even use mail-in ballots this time, just with all the allegations alone. I'm assuming we're going to be using the same software, the Dominion software. With all the allegations, I think it's just too risky to even do that. And even if this was Biden, if this was all if everything was in Trump's favor and Biden wanted to challenge this election, I would be for it, because we want to bring that to light. If there was with the irregular trees and everything, we want to bring those to light. If there's anything going on like that, we want that to be out in public, right? Because I think in 2016, they asked Hillary, did she want to challenge the election? And she chose not to. Maybe because they were going to uncover something that they didn't want to uncover until this year. Who knows? I mean, but I mean, we don't even need the mail-in ballots, because I mean, even during the primary election, the CDC came out and said it's okay if you tested positive, you can still vote in person. So why are we even sending out mail-in ballots at this point? They obviously don't care, right? They obviously don't care if you tested positive. They don't. I mean, this is all about control. Georgia's trying to push this. You got Stacey Abrams and all these other crazy people. What's the guy, Warnock, who is a communist, preaching like crazy racist stuff. I don't know if you haven't had a chance to hear that man speak. He says some super racist stuff. But anyway, there's no point in the mail-in ballots. The whole reason behind that was supposed to be for, and I'm looking over my phone. I keep looking over there. The whole reason for the mail-in ballots was to keep people from contracting the virus and all that. But it's all about control. Georgia knows. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Georgia knows that if Biden is elected, they can gain control by getting these last two seats in the Senate. It's the Senate, right? Yeah, because the Democrats have I think Democrats lost like 8 seats in the House, but these last 2 Senate seats would give them majority control. Well, I think it's Warnock and John Ossoff. They can do any and everything they want. They can force these lockdowns. They can pretty much. I think it would still. I don't know if the Supreme Court would have anything to do with that at that point. I don't know, but they have full control if they get these last 2 House seats in Georgia. So I mean, this is super important. That's why I think with all the allegations, we shouldn't even be doing mail-in ballots. Hell, we shouldn't even be messing with this Dominion software. With everything going on, I would think they would rule out using this software. I mean, just hand count everything. I don't know, or just bring in a whole another state to do the counting. It's just too risky. Like I said, if this was happening the other way around, I think it should be the same. Just like when you're playing football, you're playing. You don't have, like, if you're having the ACC versus the SEC, you don't have refs from the SEC reffing the entire game, just like you don't have refs from the ACC reffing the entire game. There's either a mixture, or you got refs from other divisions or other conferences coming in to ref the games. But I just think it's crazy, especially with the what was it? The here it is. The Georgia officials investigating after old voting machine found dumped near Savannah. Now, apparently, this machine came from Fulton County, I was not able to confirm that. But there was a dumped machine. Apparently it was an old machine. Even if this was an old machine, the majority of the time, wouldn't you think they would get rid of this machine before now? And I'm wondering, like, you really can't say it fell off of a truck or something like that, because I would doubt they would have this type of thing on the back of an open truck or a trailer tied down or something. So I'm thinking like somebody actually dumped it. Now, does it have anything to do with what's going on now? Maybe not. But it's just weird that with everything going on, this happened after the election and everything, that you find a dumped machine in Savannah or near Savannah. Just weird to me. But, you know. So anyway, let's listen to this. So back right here to the Pennsylvania stuff. So if you didn't watch any of the Pennsylvania stuff, you know that Pennsylvania court rejects Trump's appeal. Campaign lawyers say it's on to SCOTUS, which is what Trump's team wanted this entire time. They wanted to get to the SCOTUS, Supreme Court. They wanted to get to Supreme Court as soon as possible. Now, I won't read this whole thing because it's a lot. But the U.S. Third Circuit of Appeals in Pennsylvania on Friday rejected President Trump's campaign's appeal in the challenge of the state's election results, a move that Trump's lawyers said will allow them to expedite their lawsuits to the U.S. Supreme Court. The activist judicial machinery in Pennsylvania continues to cover up the allegations of massive fraud. We are very thankful to have had the opportunity to represent proof of the facts to the Pennsylvania state legislator. Trump lawyers Jenna Ellis and former New York City Mayor Giuliani wrote in response. On to SCOTUS, they wrote, referring to the Supreme Court. The Third Circuit Court of Appeals wrote that the Trump's campaign challenge doesn't have merit, saying that voters, not lawyers, choose the president. Ballots, not briefs, decide elections. The ballots here are governed by Pennsylvania election law. No federal law requires poll watchers or specifies where they must live or how close they may stand when votes are counted. Nor does federal law govern whether to count ballots with minor state law defects or let voters cure the defects. Those are all issues of state law, not ones that we can hear. And earlier lawsuits have rejected those claims, wrote the 3-judge panel. So I'm not going to read all of that. Well, yeah, that's a lot. So basically what they're saying is that I guess that needs to be decided on the state level, not by them. But either way, there was a lot of testimonies of everything that's going on. I mean, they have tons of proof, and they showed it in this. If you listen to mainstream media, of course, they're going to tell you there was no evidence. There was nothing to confirm that there was fraud committed in this election. When you go back and look at it, and just reading from that. All right, Alexa's being weird. But anyway, what if they're listening to me talk about this right now? I lost my. What was I saying? Looking back, that's weird. Just looking back at everything that happened, throughout the case and everything. I mean, it's obviously that something went on. Voter fraud took place. Because I think at one point, I forgot, whoever was sitting next to Giuliani was saying that there was 570 something thousand votes that huge spike that came in at the middle of the night when they were supposed to stop voting or whatever, and they dumped all those votes. 570 something thousand votes came in, and only 3,200 were for President Trump. That is statistically impossible. I mean, I'm not good at math. But the average person can look at that and say that's highly, highly unlikely that it would happen like that. A lot of these ballots were only filled out for president, and none of the other stuff going down the line was filled out. Makes no sense. Who fills out a form? Who fills it out like that? Who does that? So Trump's final remark. Well, Trump he came out and said it's going to be very hard. It's going to be a very hard thing to concede because we know there is massive fraud, Trump said, speaking from the White House on Thanksgiving. He added that he has not lost the race, which he hasn't. No one has won it. No one has lost it at this point. The president has repeatedly said the election was a fraud. He said he would leave the White House. He would leave the White House if Biden gets elected, but said he expects much to happen between now and January 20th, 2021, Inauguration Day. Some media are projecting Biden to have won 80 million votes in 2020 election, which is an 87% share of the black vote. Trump said, this is not a candidate who could get 80 million votes. This is not a candidate who beat Barack Obama with the black voter. Obama received 62 million votes in 2012. So you're telling me that this guy, Joe Biden, if you actually listen to his speeches, if you actually listen to this man talk, if you listen to what he's planning on doing with this country, there's no way he got more votes than Barack Obama. There's no way that Georgia turned red when they didn't even turn blue for Obama either terms. There's no way. That makes no sense. The states that turned blue for Biden makes no sense. Oh, well, nobody liked Trump. The average person who actually takes time and listens to what Trump is actually saying and what he's talking about and not getting their information from CNN and MSNBC and CBS, the people that actually look at what he's done for the country, those are the ones who voted for Trump. Black, white, Hispanic. There's a Hispanic guy that lives down the street. He has the biggest Trump sign I've ever seen. It was massive. Biggest Trump sign I've ever seen. But I mean, like literally, this dude, he has a huge Trump sign on his front, And for the most part, most of us around here, we still have our Trump signs up because we know the election's not over. I'll take my stuff down once the election's over, no matter who wins. So, I mean, I'm not like, at first, like when everything happened, I was willing to just be like, well, it is what it is. I guess Biden won. But then Trump came out and saying there's voter fraud. And I was like, come on, Trump, just let it go. We lost this one. But then they start coming out with more allegations. And then the Pennsylvania thing showed proof. So now it's like, holy shit, we might have a chance at coming back. I don't know if like at this point, I don't know if it will be enough. I really don't know if it's going to be enough to overturn these key states, which it's weird that the key states are the ones that have the biggest potential the allegations of fraud in the heavily Democrat ran sections of these states. But hey, all right, sorry about that. My last video ran out of space on that disk drive, so I had to switch over. But anyway, I was jumping right back into my next point here. I was jumping back. I kind of jumped off the rail there, but the only way Biden got to 80 million votes is through a massive fraud, Trump said, which is, I think, is true. He moved on to the topic of COVID-19 vaccine, saying delivery is imminent, meaning it's going to be here soon. So that kind of pushes me to my next topic, which is the whole COVID situation. So Thanksgiving was yesterday. This video is being recorded on Friday. It'll probably be uploaded on Saturday. I wanted to wait to see if any other information came out. I got a lot more stuff to cover. But we're gonna jump into the whole Thanksgiving thing here. So in a lot of other states, this is same as Halloween. They try to do the same thing they did for Halloween. Don't visit your family. Don't go out. Don't go trick or treating. Don't do any of this stuff. But they tell you not to do all this stuff, not to hang out with your family, not to see your family, do some kind of weird Skype BS, watching people eat. Weird thing. They want you to do all this, but then today, Black Friday, stores were still packed, at least in my area. I'm pretty sure nobody around here did the whole stand away from your family thing, because it's ridiculous. It's stupid. But Gavin Newsom, I mean, he's been caught several times over in California, caught several times telling people one thing, and then he's doing the complete opposite. What was the most recent thing was him eating in a restaurant with the health officials, no mask, no social distancing, a bunch of people all gathered together. Why? Because they know this thing isn't as serious as they're making it out to be. And I've said this several times, and I'll continue to say this several times. Doctors have came out and said that this thing isn't as serious as the media is making it out to be. It's all propaganda, and they're trying to control us. That's all it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. It's not about safety. It's never been about safety. I preach the same thing over and over, but apparently nobody's getting it, so I'm gonna keep saying it. But yeah, Gavin Newsom, these people in control. I forgot the one guy. I guess it was Delaware or Denver. He told people not to get on flights to go see your family. He jumped on a flight. Him and his daughter went. I forget exactly who this is, but you can look it up. He jumped on a flight and went to see his family. The one thing he told people not to do. Why do they get to do it, but you don't get to do it? Do they just hate people? That's what I'm starting to think. I'm thinking these people actually hate other humans. It doesn't matter your race or sex or whatever. I just think they hate other people. That's what it comes down to. This whole human or population control thing. They hate us, and they want to see less of us. That's what I think it is. Or they just wanted to get in and out of the airport and not have to deal with the holiday rush. Who knows? But so I don't watch mainstream news at all, pretty much. I don't watch it, and I got my notes down here because I wanted to make sure I hit all my points here. So I don't watch mainstream news at all. I do watch clips and stuff from YouTube, from CNN, MSNBC. I got a CNBC app on my phone. And that's mostly for stocks and stuff, but they do give me some news, and I like that. I like to have a mixture of different sources, right wing, left wing, and people in the middle. OAN, I want to say they're pretty much in the middle, more right leaning, obviously though, or probably in the middle of the right. But anyway, I don't watch much mainstream media, but when I was at my parents' house the other day, and she had on CBS News, and it's so crazy how the news is not reporting accurately on anything with the presidency and the virus. So with the presidency, they're talking about Biden picking his cabinet members or whatever, his administration pretty much. They're still calling him president-elect and all this other stuff. The office of the president-elect, which I don't know when that became a thing, but apparently that's a thing now. But, you know, the left is notorious for making up stuff, words, and all that, sexes. Apparently there's more than 2 sexes, but we're not going to get into that. That's for another video. But the left is notorious for making up stuff. So my biggest thing is I don't care, like, whatever that, you know, whatever. But if everything is to switch with the election, and then you've got the people that have been watching mainstream media, which they haven't been reporting accurately on anything. If everything does switch, or not even necessarily switch, but if everything goes in President Trump's favor and he's reelected, then you're going to have a lot of pissed off people on the left, even more so because they thought, oh, wait, I thought Biden was you shouldn't be mad at anyone but the media, because what they're doing is they're reporting that Biden is president and there's no fraud going on. But if it switches, then the media's going to say, oh, well, Trump stole the election. They did this and this and that. Get angry about it. That's what's going to happen. That's where you're going to have war at right there, because of misinformed people who only watch one source of news. Same thing with the virus. My beliefs on the virus, obviously it's real. Obviously people have died from it, but the numbers are inflated. These numbers are way inflated. And I'm not even going to jump into all that, how they're inflated, because I mean, there's been, I said I wasn't going to jump into it, but I'm at least say this part. There's been obviously cases where people have died with the virus, but not from the virus. George Floyd had the coronavirus, but we all know he didn't die from the virus. So it just depends on where you get your information from. Have a mixture where you get your information from. Don't just watch one thing, because you'll just have a balance of information. That's all I'm saying. So looking at the lockdowns and all that kind of stuff, I know Supreme Court ruled against locking people down, keeping people from going to church and all that kind of stuff, which it should be. Listen, if you're scared, let me grab another drink of my eggnog. Let me tell you, if you're scared of this virus, if this virus is as deadly as they are saying it is, why wouldn't you just stay home? Doesn't that make the most sense? If this is as deadly as they say it is, why do you have reporters out in the field still reporting? Why do you have Gavin Newsom doing all this stuff that he's telling you not to do? Why do you have any of these politicians that are out here doing all the stuff that they tell you not to do, but they do it anyway? It's about control. That's what it's about. They want to control every aspect of our lives, and they don't want us to say anything about it. And it amazes me how easy people give up their freedoms. It amazes me. Put on a mask. Okay. Stay home. Okay. Don't do anything for Thanksgiving. Just stay your ass home and FaceTime your family, which you could easily go see because none of you are in that age group or age range where you could die from this virus. Okay. And see, some people see it as just give it up just for now and then we'll get it back. Well, we've locked down already this year and did it help anything? It didn't help anything, honestly. Cases and deaths still spiked and they went down. All you hear now is about cases. You don't hear about deaths. You don't hear about who recovered from it. You don't hear about who caught it and recovered from it. You don't hear about any of that. All you hear about is cases and deaths. There's 1,000 cases a day. There's 100 people dying a day. That's all you hear about. You don't hear about this many people got tested. This many people tested negative. Many people tested positive. You don't hear any of that because it's all about fear and control. These people reporting on this, they know it's not as serious as they're saying it is. That's their job, and that's what they're told to do. If they want to keep a job, they have to say this stuff. That's what it comes down to. They have a job and they're doing it. So then you got all these other platforms like OAN and Newsweek. There's several others I can't name. But you got these coming out telling you that it's not as serious as it is. But then you got CNN coming on saying that, oh, well, this like other apps and stuff like Parler, they threaten our democracy. Don't you think you threaten our democracy when you're not reporting accurately on what's going on around the country? You're constantly saying Russian disinformation and all this kind of stuff. It's just ridiculous to me. So it is November. In a couple months, it's going to be 2021. Are we still going to be counting the same numbers, the same death tolls from 2020 next year? Are we still going to be doing that? Because I thought the thing was that we're supposed to restart the count at the beginning of a new season. Because what if we kept a continuous count of car wrecks or heart attacks or diabetes deaths? If we kept a continuous count of that, we'd probably be in the millions by now, right? it's just nothing but fear. Nothing but fear. So I want to show you this video. I think I pretty much gotten to the point here. I want to show you this video. Governor Jay Inslee. I think he's from Washington. I think he's the governor of Washington. I don't know. It's Washington State. But I want to show you this video. I won't play the sound. I don't want to get a copyright. I'm getting better. I'm gonna mute it. But I want to show you the propaganda. Is that the right word for that? The propaganda that they're using to oh crap, I gotta give me a second. I want to show you the propaganda that they're using here. And give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, let me just play this. Just look at this. You see what they're doing here now? Just ordinary people. And all these people fit that age range where you have a less than 1% chance of this happening. Now, this guy would be the only one that might fit that. Might. Wear a mask. Stay 6 feet apart. Don't host gatherings, even in your own home, because the big bad corona is going to get you. The big bad corona is going to get you. It's all propaganda. None of this is happening for real. Yes, of course, there's people that in their 20s. I haven't heard anybody in their teens, but yes, in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, dying. But they don't talk about the people who have underlying issues. They don't talk about any of that. It's all about fear. It's all about do what they tell you to do. That's what they want. They want you to do what they tell you to do. Because it's all about control. They don't give a shit about you dying from this. As a matter of fact, they want you to die from it anyway. They don't care about you. They don't care about any of us. It's all about control. So I want to finish with this. I'm going to stop this video up here. So what happens when the real thing comes? What happens when the actual plague comes? Are any of us going to even believe it? Because something as simple as this, where you have a less than a 1% chance of dying from this thing. What happens when the real thing comes? Are we going to even believe it? Meaning, when the real plague comes, are we going to believe the media? Because we already know we can't trust them. Because they lie about something like this. When the real thing comes and it starts taking us out for real, how do they expect, oh, I'm sorry, we lied about the other thing, but this thing is real. This is a virus that was created in a lab in China. That's why we call it the China virus, because it came from China. I don't think this was a plague or this was something that was created by God. I don't think this was something put on earth to take us out. I think this was man-made, and it was created by the devil. Is God upset with us? Yes. As a human race, yes. But I think it would be a lot more deadly. It sounded like the plague at the very beginning of the year, where they said they expect 2 million people to die. But then as information kept coming out, more doctors kept coming out saying that hospitals aren't filled the way they're saying they are. We haven't used any of the ventilators. It's just been fear all year long, and we're sick of it. Listen, I don't personally wear a mask. Haven't worn a mask all year, really. I wear it when I have to, but I don't wear it because I'm scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's so many things out here that can kill us as a human. We are pretty much the most vulnerable species it is, because I mean, a simple cut from a rusty nail could cause you to die. we could we ride motorcycles at full speed with little to no armor on, which it won't do much good, especially if you're doing 100 something miles an hour down the street and all you got to do is turn wrong and you get knocked off the bike and potentially dying immediately. We're the most vulnerable, but yet we can't live our lives in fear. Anything can kill us. Literally, I could walk out of here, stumble and fall and break my neck. Like, that's how soft we are. We can't live, like, our bodies are designed to fight bacteria all day, every day. So when you hunker down in your house for a month or 2 months and then you go back into society, you're going to get sick because your body's it's gotten unused to fighting off stuff. So you know what I've been doing this whole year? I almost forgot about it. This is what I've been doing. I've been taking vitamin C and zinc and any other immune type things that I can get my hands on. Drinking kombucha, eating fruits and veggies, trying to help in case I do come in contact with this virus, then I stand a higher chance at maybe fighting it off. Because like I said, I know this thing is real. I'm not saying that it's fake at all. It's real. But it's not as serious as the media is making it out to be. But anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm a lot more stuff coming out. Be sure to follow me on all those platforms. Parler, MeWe, whatever it's called. Haven't uploaded there. This video will probably be the first video on there. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube. Hit that bell notification so you can get an update every time I upload a new video, because YouTube doesn't like conservatives. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.